So today we're going to be testing out an unexpected weapon that could possibly rival the likes of the Livid Dagger or the Shadow Fury. So somebody from my Discord server actually told me about this, so their video will be linked in the description as they did tell me. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. So we're going to be looking at the aspects of the dragons one for all. Now you might be thinking, why would an aspect of the dragons do anywhere near as much damage as pretty much anything else that's actually meta? And to be honest, that's the exact same question what I had in the first place. So this one I picked up for about 10 million coins purely because of the one for all. And without one for all, it would probably be about 1 mil, but one for all obviously does add a lot of value. So yeah, as you can see, the actual base of damage of that is 2.4k as opposed to the Livid Dagger, which is 2.3k. Not a big difference, but the coin difference is a lot. This Livid Dagger was close to 30 million coins. I think it's probably between 25 and 30 mil. So when you compare that to 10 mil, we've got to test them out. Now the first thing that I actually do want to do to this is basically put the Fabled Reforge on it. I'm not sure whether Withered or Fabled would be best on this, but just judging on the current stats and the fact that you want to try and almost balance the crit damage and the strength out, I've decided Fabled is probably going to be the best. I could be wrong by saying that, but just let me know. Okay, that's pretty steep. It costs 1 million coins, but content. Now I know there might be a few people that say, oh well, it's not a fair comparison because the aspects of the dragons isn't recombobulated and the Livid Dagger is, and it's fuming, the Livid Dagger's fuming potatoed, and the aspects of the dragons only hot potatoed. But the actual difference that that's going to make is quite minute, and I'll sort of account for that anyway. It's just more the case of I don't want to go and spend like, I don't even know how many coins on doing those two things. Probably like 10 mil. I mean, it's just not worth it. Now before I start the comparison, I just want to show you that this is the armor that I'm using. Level 100 Tiger Pet, and my talismans and accessories are reforged to a mixture of silky and shaded and hurtful, just to basically optimize everything. Now when I've made similar videos to this recently, people have commented like, oh well, you don't do a lot of damage, so why are you comparing damage, and why are you doing tests, you don't do a lot of damage. I mean, to be quite honest with you, that's just irrelevant. The percentage change in damage is still going to be very similar, and it's going to scale in a very similar way, so I really don't understand why it's relevant. So to those people who want to say things like that, all I've got to say is cry more. But anyway, first of all, let's just test out my Livid Dagger damage. Just a normal hit, 127k. To be honest, that's not really too much. 132k, 137k, 140. I mean, it varies obviously because of the Fabled Reforge. And then we want to test out the aspects of the dragons. 134k, 141k. I mean, it sort of does the same amount of damage, if not slightly more consistently. 154. I mean, it literally does the same damage. Obviously, one thing you do have to consider is that the Livid Dagger does give you 100% attack speed regardless. And obviously that is massive, because then for the actual talismans that you would have to change to Reforge to get 100% attack speed with the aspects of the dragons, you're losing out on extra damage that you could have if you had more damage in Reforges. But in the grand scheme of things, I mean, you can quite easily get 100% attack speed if you optimise your talismans and not really lose out on too much damage. Now obviously something else you have to consider with the aspects of the dragons is the right click ability, which is, I mean, quite OP as ever. I don't really think the damage changes too much with one for all. But yeah, I mean, I've always stood up for the Livid Dagger, and I mean, it's sort of got a little bit of a contender here. I mean, for the price of this aspects of the dragons one for all, is quite ridiculous really. If this had fuming on it and it was recombobbed, I mean, it would do quite a substantially more damage. I mean, it already sort of does do consistently more damage. Obviously as well, you've got to consider that the backstabbing ability of the Livid Dagger, obviously that doubles the damage, but in majority of the situations, the zombies aren't going to turn away from you, the mobs aren't going to turn away from you, and it's going to be quite difficult to actually get the backstab. So after all this time defending the Livid Dagger, I think it's actually sort of found its match. Now to be honest with you, that leaves me in a bit of a dilemma, because I don't know whether to keep the Livid Dagger or switch out for the aspects of the dragons and reforge my talismans so I get 100% attack speed. That's something that I'll have to ponder over. But anyway, I don't really want to drag this video on for any longer. I mean, it is what it is, and you've seen the damage comparison. Obviously DPS will be slightly different at the moment without the 100% attack speed, but that's a different story. But anyway, this is going to be the end of the video. If you've not already joined the Discord, then make sure you do. There's a link in the description as always. Join there, we've got lots of giveaways going on at the moment, so just get involved in that. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.